Across the country, waterfowl hunting is a game of timing mechanisms. Timing between changing weather systems, seasonal temperature drops, available food sources, and the busy schedules we have as people make waterfowl hunting an extremely challenging task in order to find consistent success, let alone harvesting animals of trophy caliber. And in late season waterfowl, it's a higher risk, higher reward system. With the changing of the seasons to the cold, bitter, snowy winters at duck season's end, there is a higher risk of experiencing freeze out, where all the bodies of water lock up in ice, pushing birds out of the area in order to allow them to keep migrating south. But there is the chance of the last few oddball birds moving into your area completely vulnerable and looking for places to hang out. And if you have an open water spot in the last 2 weeks of duck season, you can get into some oddball, albeit trophy specimens of duck if you're in the right place at the right time. And there's one bird, the American black duck, which I consider the last great migrators of the Atlantic flyway each year. Being the biggest puddle ducks in North America, black ducks are a hardy species of waterfowl, meaning they don't have to migrate until the last possible moment of cold, bitter temperatures in order to look for new resources. Their late season hardiness allows us an opportunity to chase a very particular and amazing species of bird when all the other species of ducks have headed south, but the window is short. Time it right and you get a shot at a bucket list caliber animal, but miss that window of opportunity and you're literally left out in the cold, empty-handed.
So we're walking across this big field, and down below here, the creek is probably, as the crow flies, 250 yards away. And that's where the ducks have been. It's in this straight stretch right through here. Now, when you're doing a jumping duck like this, ducks can swim, and they don't want to leave the sanctuary that they have, like I talked about. So this is where they're going to be if we're going to jump something. Now, when you do a jump and dump, one of the biggest pieces of advice when it comes to planning a stalk on a creek is you always want to start downstream and work your way up. Because those birds, they don't have the ability to just kind of swim away from you downstream silently when you're coming from below. Swimming upstream is hard for the ducks, so they're going to hold tight to timber and sticks, places where they feel hidden, and then when they do finally take off, they're going to explode upward. Now the other part of this is ducks have incredible vision, and I can guarantee you that these birds down on that creek right on the other side of this field, they're going to see us coming if we're not careful. So I'm staying real wide. I'm going to stay on the wide side of this field. I'm going to cross right down into that corner and glass up the creek. There's a big fallen tree right about there, about 40 yards in off this corner. And then from that point, we'll kill any duck that we can. It doesn't matter the species. We're really looking for now is black ducks, because that's the edible stuff. Good for the belly, good for the soul. But we'll shoot whatever. Not picky. It's just nice to be out here hunting in the snow. We just need stealth on our side while we're doing it. blew that. I knew I was going to. I was not impatient. I got impatient, moved up to the creek. I knew I should have went all the way down to the brink, but oh well. Roads are not good. Need to get home to my family anyway. We're going out to eat tonight, so it is what it is, but dang it. Had ducks. I don't know if you saw them take off or not, but you know what? We gave it a shot. You don't even get an opportunity if it isn't for this winter weather. This is what drives the small creek ecosystem to have ducks on it, so I think we're gonna call it in on this. So I know there's more than those two, but we'll take what we get.
It's 18 degrees out here with a wind chill of 0. It is very, very chilly. And we're gonna try to get after some of these late season ducks. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm letting my beard go just a little longer because I knew it was gonna get cold and that's when the best duck hunting is, but I am just gassed. I have actually been out chasing ducks for the last couple weeks, but I didn't carry any cameras with me, just enjoyed the hunt. But the migration, due to these harsh winter fronts coming through, has definitely brought our birds into the area. What we're hunting today is just a small forested creek where I've actually hunted before on the channel a couple times. And I've killed some mallards and black ducks and even wood ducks earlier in the season. It's just got really good cover, but the flowing water is going to keep a opportunity for birds to be staying in our area with a roost, a loaf, and even some aquatic food sources where the still water of a lake can't give as it layers over in ice. So that said, we're going to run a real small pack-in spread. It's just me today, which I'm not going to lie, I don't really like hunting ducks when it's just me because it's a little bit boring. But we're only going to be hunting for an hour, hour and a half at first light, with the idea that these birds are going to go straight to this creek because of the freezing temperatures and what they've been doing for decades in order to find open water when it gets chilly here. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're going to do something that I am kind of dubbing as trolling. So once shooting light hits, or 5-10 minutes before shooting light, we're just going to get on a duck call and we're just going to hammer feeder calls in order to try to sound like that there's birds there. In case any ducks do fly through, they come in to check out the action, even if it isn't somewhere that they've been keying in on in the recent weeks here. So I got my snow camo on. There's about 4 inches of snow on the ground. And if this all works out, it should be a fun little hunt. So we're going to go get set up before first light and see if we can troll in some ducks and get out of here early. And warm, mind you.
Well, the wind is picking up and it's starting to snow a little bit more. So I have my decoys out. I only got about a half dozen, but I got a couple of ripplers for motion. And when we call today, we're gonna do something that I like to call trolling, which is just simply playing a lot of feeder calls, chuckles, happy quacks before you actually see a duck. Because what I'm trying to do is, I don't know if these birds are gonna fly in this direction at all, let alone land on where our decoys are. Historically, this has been an X, but just in case it isn't, I need to be sounding like happy ducks in here before they see me. That way the birds themselves will investigate this area if they're flying overhead, and that might give us a chance at a shot at some sort of waterfowl today. Ultimately, late season waterfowl, you kind of have to adapt to the climate. But now that all that open water's locked up, we're hoping these birds come back into this, little creek in order to try to find some sanctuary. So I guess we'll find out if it works. It's starting to snow. Got my snow camo on. I'm gonna drink some coffee and wait out until first light.
Well, I'm sure that footage was shoddy because 4 black ducks just were up the creek from me here, and they must have landed up front. 2 came down in the morning at first light, and I'm pretty sure I have those on camera. But these other 4 popped up about 30 yards up the creek, and I managed to jump shoot this big, beautiful drake, but the other 3 got away, and they actually headed down the creek here. I'm gonna walk this field edge down here to see if I didn't lay into a second one, and it might be laying down or something, like it's hurt or whatever. But then I'm gonna walk the creek back up, see if there's any birds sitting on this creek that we could potentially jump shoot, meaning like they'll pop up and we can knock them down real quick. I don't know how it's gonna go. It's starting to snow, so we have cover. I mean, the camo that we have looks amazing against this backdrop, so we're not gonna hear me whining too much. But yeah, we got the element of stealth on our side, so we got 1 black duck in the bag, and might as well go see if we can get another one. We'll call it an early morning. You're only allowed 2 of these babies, so we're gonna go for a walk, see what else we can shoot up. Well, I went for a little walk, tried to jump some ducks, and I actually jumped the other 3 black ducks that were in with the one that I shot, and then I shot the other, well, I jumped the other 2 black ducks that came in first light, but I did not kill any of them. They just really got ahead of me. But, you know, this is an educated spot for me, meaning like I know there's birds here, but it's also a known entity, and I knew with the lake freeze up that we were gonna have a chance to kill some ducks today, and we did. We killed an American black duck, which is super sick. Big, healthy male, and it's gonna taste great on the table. But fortune favors the bold, and without being rude about it, it pays to be a little bit educated about when to hunt certain areas and when not, because you can kind of benefit from others' mistakes. So right across the creek there's a decoy that somebody must have lost in here. And on my walk down the creek, I managed to find not 1, but 3 waterfowl decoys that somebody else lost in here. I'm presuming because they tried to hunt it with too high a water. So it's 8:15. Rather than, you know, pushing it out and trying to see if we can kill another duck, we're gonna go home a few dollars and a few calories richer today, because we're gonna go fetch these 3 decoys, and then we'll have, you know, kind of a addition to our waterfowl harvest that isn't typical, but is sure as heck fortunate. And if I'm 100% confident in it, which I'm not, I think I have 2 black duck decoys and an additional wood duck decoy now because of my findings. So we're gonna go fetch these decoys now. Got my big fetch pole here with a big hook at the end for getting the deeks. So let's go get them, see what they are. All right, that's a wood duck hen decoy right there. Pretty sick. I don't know if this ground is muddy or leafy. Yeah, it's muddy. So we're not gonna go in there to get it, but we'll use the catch pole. I'm sure there's there it is, decoy line and all. Decoy number 1, wood duck. Wood duck hen, I should say. Well, how about that? Well, that'll work. What is it, Higdon? So, free decoy, number 1. Let's go get the other 2. Hen mallard. All right, well, not a big one. Has a nice line on it though. Has a big old decoy line on it, pre-made. All right. That's our second decoy of the day. And our third one is right down there, and I know for a fact it's a wood duck drake. Better keep our eyes peeled. Who knows what else we're gonna find. Yeah, look at that. That's a wood duck drake decoy. Skinny water too.
Either somebody got real scared that they were gonna get in trouble, or they're just madly irresponsible. How about that? Check that out. Got some ice buildup. That'll rip the paint off. Clearly these decoys were here for a while. But hey, wood duck decoy? Decoy's a decoy.
Oh yeah, nothing like a video with one stud black duck and the only duck in your entire bag limit to show off. Other than the 3 decoy bonus ducks that we were able to pull in today. But at the end of the day, we knew these birds were going to be acting a little bit differently because of the weather change, which is a theme that, you know, most waterfowl hunters, new and old, come to understand pretty quick. But the reason we duck hunt is because every hunt is different. It's an experience, and it's an escape from kind of the monotonous nature of our everyday existence. And duck hunting, to me, is just so radically foreign because you're where woods meet water, meeting birds that aren't residential in your area, but rather are just local migrants who come and go as quickly as the seasons change. So to be able to see a really cool seasonal bird like this American black duck and his, you know, counterparts, which we may or may not have got decent footage of, but also pull back some decoys, spend an hour and a half at first light watching, you know, the world come alive, especially with this snowy winter weather. There's not much that at this time of the year, from what I've found over the years, revitalizes the soul any better than a good little duck hunt, especially if you end up bagging something for the dinner table. So thanks for watching this quick little duck video. This is what I love to do. Hopefully if you have something to love to do during the hard winter months, you make time for it so you can get your body and mind recharged for the daily existence that we all have to go through. So thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna clean up and get out of here, have some breakfast with my family. I'll see you guys on the next one.